Hello, everyone. My name is Kai Zhang. Today, my presentation is about achievement gap in minority students, problems, and multicultural solutions. Here is the roadmap. The first part, I will introduce the issue and why is the issue. I will talk about the definition of the achievement gap and some influencing factors. The second part is guiding questions. The third part is major findings. I will talk about the findings I got from my research. And then the last part is the recommendations for educators. Why the issue? As you all know, the issue is achievement gap in minority students. Achievement gap is one of the most talked issues in U.S. education field. According to Lansing, the achievement gap refers to the disparities in standardized test scores between Black and white, Latino and white, and recent immigrant and white students. According to the National Governors Association, the achievement gap is a matter of race and class. It's also a gap in academic achievement persists between minority and disadvantaged students and their white counterparts. In further sense, this is one of the most suppressing education policy changes that states currently face. Why the issue is important for us? The achievement gap is often considered in terms of math and science achievement, so the implications become even more troublesome. In today's society, engineering and technology are extremely important because they're related to career opportunities in many different fields. Any type of gaps in science and math achievement between white and minority students can lead to later disparities in employment opportunities in engineering and technology careers. There are some factors can influence the issue. Even though none of these have been shown to be the sole cause, only a small number of schools have been able to narrow the achievement gap through the implementation of strategies that impact everything from the teachers and student relationship to the district as a whole. The first factor is school-based variables. It can potentially be changed in order to study their relationship with achievement. The second factor is the use of standardized-based instructional strategies in the classroom. It has in relationship to student achievement in math and science, and has been found to have more positive results. The last factor I want to talk here is the psychological constructs. According to Cohen and colleagues, a racial stereotype can affect achievement in Black students. The researchers discovered that when Black students are able to affirm their sense of themselves and feel valued, their achievement increases in school. The next part is my guiding questions. Why is there an achievement gap in minority students? What are the factors that result in achievement gaps? How can educators create inclusive and empowering learning environment for students from minoritized backgrounds? How might multicultural approaches to curriculum and teaching improving achievement gaps for minoritized students? Now I want to show you about the findings. The first finding is about the longitudinal study. The study began with a representative sample of 8th grader from a representative sample of US middle schools. The researchers showed that Black children tend to fall further behind white children in reading achievement, but not in math as they progress through high school. They also didn't report on science achievement changes that might occur during secondary school. From a study 1997, racial stigma reduces the self-esteem of Black students as children, leading to disidentification with education and poor achievement. Here are some potential factors that affect the achievement gap. Polk discussed multicultural education from the pre-service teacher's perspective. Pre-service teachers have been socialized into beliefs that minorities are intellectual important and knowingly undervalue and underestimate diverse students. Because of the privileges, pre-service teachers may not recognize the needs of minority students. It may cause a more significant achievement gap between minority students and white students. The second factor is about the limited awareness of equitable pedagogical practice could strengthen underrepresented groups' academic achievement. Beard said it can also apply to other areas. The third factor is when teachers are well equipped to create a diverse environment. Students from minority gaps tend to show higher academic achievements, motivation, self-confidence, and self-advocacy. The last factor is about the multicultural classroom setting. From L. Subai, students, teachers who know more about the students' cultural background will feel more capable of teaching those students. Creating the right learning environment in the multicultural classroom also needs the effect of teachers. Be patient, be creative in teaching approaches, try to improve students' learning motivation, and have a good relationship with students to help teachers. Those approaches will be helpful for students in a multicultural classroom to have a great achievement. Now we are arriving to the last part, recommendations for educators. I have 6 recommendations for educators. The first one, we want teachers to teach from a critical multicultural view, even though there are challenges and difficulties, because it's the only responsible way to ensure teachers' preparation for diversity. Second recommendation is training in a multicultural environment could make educators have multicultural awareness, and they have the right response in a real multicultural environment. This idea could apply to teachers' training. We can set a multicultural environment and provide teachers with practice opportunities based on multicultural education rules. The third recommendation is about the mother language using. Zirkle stated that the effect of mother language on academic success and stated that multicultural education would have positive contribution on academic success when students have education in their mother language. Education in a mother tongue will increase students' achievement in academic. Educators should allow those students who are ESL students with minority identities to study in their mother language. For example, I'm an international student and English is my second language. Sometimes I need to translate English content to my mother language for a better understanding. The translation between English and the mother language helped me a lot. Well, I'm not encouraging all ESL students to study in this way all the time, but when they need it, they should be confident to use this study method because they know their prof- professors, educators won't judge them on this study method. The next recommendation is about balance specific information with the avoidance of stereotypes. Professional development for teachers is important, especially in the multicultural classroom setting. Professional developments will help teachers be well prepared for a multicultural classroom. One way to develop professional development is to balance specific information with the avoidance of stereotypes. Parkhouse provided one example in their article. When people doing the professional development in New Zealand, they seek help from the local tribes. When professional development involved with the tribal leaders. This rule can apply to the relationship between educators and minority students too. There are some stereotypes with minority students. Some are positive and some are negative. Educators need to balance specific information with the avoidance of stereotypes. The fifth recommendation is holds responsibility and a positive attitude. Teacher candidates are awarded the vital role so they can play the multicultural education. They have the primary responsibilities in multicultural education. Besides, teacher education and teachers' positive attitudes toward multiculturalism have positive effects. The whole environment will be more peaceful and respectful because of the positive attitudes. And the positive attitudes will be helpful for minority students to increase their achievement. The last recommendation is built on self-affirmation. Cohen and colleagues studied the effect a racial stereotype can have on achievement in Black students. The researchers discovered that when Black students are able to affirm their sense of themselves and feel valued, their achievement will increase in school. That's all I have for today. Thank you. Here is my references.